Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's clear?
Set.
You can go. Nikki wants to do the live with me.
Okay, Bula Vinaka everybody.
You live?
Yeah, we live.
Where's my mic? Oh, we're live?
Yeah.
Okay. And we are live. Welcome. We're really live.
Yeah, we live.
Really live. Okay. Oh yeah, you can get the other mic. Oh no, I'll hold this mic with you.
Yeah, you take this.
Licky.
Yeah. While I do
Welcome everybody. Sorry. I'm just getting ready here. Got my sick new shirt on here. There we go.
this. Which one will you open? I don't know this one.
Open that one, yeah. We'll save that one. Oh, back to the village. Back to the village. Hey, you can just hold it, Licky. Or you want me to clip it for you?
Clip it here.
Yeah. Set. Can you see Licky?
Yeah.
Hey, move in just beside me. Right. Okay. Welcome back to On the Mat, everybody. Bula. There goes all of them.
There goes Seva. Seva! The boys!
Just okay.
Okay.
They're going to get some cassava on the tractor. Welcome to the mat, everybody. We just got back from Suva yesterday and back in the village now. Where's mom?
She's in Stuva still.
She's in Singatoka. She's at the Outrigger Resort with her friend, mucking around. Yeah. Unreal, hey? So guys, this, you got people on already? There's some people? Okay, guys, welcome. This live is brought to you guys and sponsored by Valour lures. So I contacted, obviously you guys know I love fishing. It's my #1 hobby in the world. I used to play rugby, but yeah, after many conversations with my lovely wife, we decided that is not really a smart thing to be doing, because at the amateur level it doesn't pay the bills. It actually costs you money, and so it was my choice to go in the direction of business rather than to pursue a career in rugby. So the one thing I kind of hold on to and hold dear is fishing. What's up?
He broke his jaw.
I broke my jaw?
Yeah, you did.
You don't have to hold it up. You can just leave it there. Feel here. Yeah. What do you mean I broke my jaw? In rugby?
Ew.
Because of the clicking sound? No. Yeah, I guess I hurt my jaw. I tore my AC in my shoulder, tore my ACL in my left knee. I think that's what rugby does to you, right? So,
Too
that's
much
just...
complaining.
Hey! So, for those of you who don't know, Valour is a company that is run by a gentleman. What is his name again now? Shoot that dog. I gotta find his name now. But anyways, he has links to Fiji, and he started this company. I think right now he lives in Australia, but the company is based out of Fiji. So it's called Valour's Fiji Islands, and he runs a really, really cool operation. I'm just gonna try to find his name here so that I can credit him. Huh? I'm just searching it up here. Valour. Lee Addison. Lee Addison is his name. He's from Fiji originally, and he started this company. And so this shirt that you guys see me wearing right now is actually his one. He sells the sickest merch, like this hat here. It's like a waterproof hat, and yeah, it's got like all the nice like attachments, so you can like wear it, throw it on the back when you're fishing. And he makes these lures. So I just got a fishing rod when I was in Suva, and so these are some of the lures he makes. So this is the Walu 80-gram floating. And I don't know if you guys can pick up on the details in that lure, but we'll post some pictures after this. Or they already posted? Hey, Tui? Yeah. Already posted? Yeah, so yeah, you guys just check out the story. So if you guys are into fishing, check them out. It's just sweet to be able to support a Fijian local business. So I was like, hey dude, you wanna do something together? And he was like, yeah, man, I'll throw you a bunch, I'll send you some stuff. And so this is his 150 gram sinking Rindi Nitonga. So I assume that looks like one of those fish. And then sink, and then swim, and sink. This one is a floater, so as it swims, when you stop, it'll bob like an injured fish. And then when you start pulling it or reeling it in again, it'll go like this and swim through the water and stop, and it'll go like this. You'll catch a lot of fish actually on that pause, and they'll strike while it's paused there. And then this is the other one that I got from him.
Popper.
This is what?
Popper.
How do you know this is a popper? You just knew that. What? Tell us how it's a popper. Tell everybody how you know it.
Because your dad and then Mike told him that it's a popper.
Yeah.
And I already know it's a popper.
How?
When you guys talk about it.
Yeah? What
Yeah.
makes it a popper?
Because this one, like, when you go in the water and then all the waves comes and then, no.
Splashes.
Yeah, it splashes. Right?
Yeah. And so this one just, it floats on the top and it, so this is the big pink beast. Mato, it's 100 gram popper. So this is pretty sick. And his merch is legit. You guys can see, this is the other one. This is his logo in the background there, and that's the Valour shirt. This is the Sangha one. And so if you guys hop online to valoursfiji.com.au, you guys can see all of his stuff up there. So you guys hop onto his website, check it out if you love fishing. I don't know, it was just, I'm impressed by like usually people's merch is not that of quality. It's just, just to get the brand out there, but this stuff is sick. And like this is not really important to most people, but it matters to me. Even the little bags that the shirts come in, they're like, so it's Inner Hero brand, and they're like a compostable, like zero waste little bag. And so even just like the feeling of the packaging is sick. And this is totally overkill, but the box that can you see this? Yeah. So the box that he sent me everything in, like all the poppers were wrapped, everything was in this bag, all right? And all the poppers were wrapped in bubble wrap like this, individually wrapped in the bubble wrap, and then it was put into this bag with all of this shredded newspaper inside a box. So yeah, there's just something about people who package things in a way, it just shows like they care about the product beyond just the product. Like it's like all the little things matter. And so shout out to Lee. You guys just go check out valoursfiji.com.au. And so one thing that's interesting, I was like, Lures, I don't know if it has something to do with the number 4, but then talking with Tui, talking with Koroi, Valour means like courage, right? And obviously lures, because of fishing lures, but also in Fijian, in the Fijian language, Valu means like, what? Like going to war, hey? Like Matai Valu is the military. So I don't know if he meant it, but Valour is actually it's pretty sick, eh? Because Valours, and lure is all in there. So yeah, guys, just go check them out.
Going to war with the fish.
Going to war with the fish, because you do it when you catch one of these big trevallies, like one of these big sangha, it's like you're going to war with them. Like it's, and so all I got to do is put some hooks on there. So the key now is not to put cheap hooks on. You got to put quality hooks on so that I don't screw it all up by just putting cheap hooks. So this is the hat with this logo on it. This thing is sick. Tui got one as well. He sent us a couple hats, and so. Thank you, Lee, and thank you for being a part of our journey. I hope that we can, tell more people about you, and that more people buy lures from you. I don't know, it's just sweet when there's like somebody who has ties to Fiji making products that we love. Yeah. So it's easy for me to talk about because I love it, and I'm probably losing all you guys now. You're like, stop talking about Valours. Anyways.
Then stop talking about the lures.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Yeah, how was your weekend, Leaky? So I was gone for the weekend, and how was your weekend?
My week was good. I just went swimming.
Yeah. And what else did you do?
Played with the kids.
Yeah.
And this guy.
Oh, a fresh haircut. Eh? And we were gone for the weekend. How was it without mom and dad? You really lonely? Really sad that we were gone? No? Okay.
No, I wasn't sad.
You weren't sad? No? Who'd you hang out with? Who was looking after you?
Antiva.
Antiva and Tada?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we left them with my cousin, brother, and his wife, and thank you to them for looking after the kids. We were at the WIN convention that's put on by the Women Entrepreneurial Business Council of Fiji and the Fiji Employers Consumer Council, I think it's called. And yeah, we got to speak at that women's convention, and we just shared our speaking point was inspiring solutions for community success. And so we just kind of shared everything we know about that and kind of what we base it on. And so I spoke about the story, where we find a lot of our inspiration from. It was kind of hard because it's a women's conference, so you want to just talk about issues that are just directly related to women, but we get a lot of our inspiration from Jesus. And so the story in John 21 where Jesus walks down to the shore after his death and resurrection, and he sees his friends, the disciples, out in a boat, and he calls out to them. They didn't even know it was him. He's like, hey, you guys caught any fish? They said, no. Throw your net on the other side, and they catch so many fish that the boat almost sinks. A lot of you guys know this story. One of the disciples hops out because he's like, oh, that has to be Jesus. Comes to the shore. They manage to just barely get the boat to the shore, and at the shore, Jesus has prepared them breakfast. They hang out, they count the fish, 153 fish, and then after that, Jesus says, don't mess around with that, otherwise people won't be able to hear me. That clicking sound, right? So just hold it. You're going to go play? All right, thank you for hanging out.
I just took to speaker.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna leave you guys.
Okay, say goodbye. Peace. Bye. And so what I learned from that story and what we apply to our business is the idea of servant leadership, and trying to not just be an authoritative figure that expects people to listen to you, but first in that story, Jesus gives people advice that helps them win. Throw your net on the other side. So it's like, say for instance, like with Lee, I reached out to him, he sent me a bunch of this stuff, kind of in good faith. And so what that does is like, I'm going to promote him because he was gracious enough to like send us a bunch of stuff. I want to talk about it now. So that when you are the first person to take a step, and especially in business, to give somebody advice or to just give something free of charge, it makes me much more likely to be like, I'm going to do something in return. And then when the relationship starts off on that foot, it creates such a good foundation for a business or romantic or friendship relationship. And so, for instance, there was a lady by the name of Saini, who's one of only 2 female pilots in Fiji that has the license to fly the new Airbus 350. She has a Airbnb in Nandi. I'll talk about it too, I guess. It's called Vatuvula, I think, or Vunivatuvula. That's what it is. Vunivatuvula. It's in Nasoso. So if you guys looking for an Airbnb, it sleeps like 12. They have actually an on-site person that lives on-site in the back in a nanny suite, and it sleeps like 12. And there's a person who actually comes, and that person cooks you breakfast, and it's like the classic B&B experience. You get to come, they cook you breakfast, they clean up. If you have like an elderly person that comes with you, a grandma, grandpa, older uncle or aunt, they can even like look after them while you guys are there. All of like wheelchair and like walkers are there because it's actually their parents, Saini's parents' old home. And so, for instance, where I'm going with this is that Saini approached me and she's like, hey, you guys come and stay whenever you want. Just let us know, we'll block off the schedule. And I'm like, in my mind, she's like, come and stay. I'm like, okay, we're gonna come and stay, and we're gonna try to blow up Vunivatuvula Airbnb, because it's like, she was just gave me something, and I'm very much more likely to give something in return, and then the relationship will start off, and hopefully we can blow up her Airbnb business. And so that's what Jesus did. He gave the disciples advice that helped them win, and then they were much more reciprocative to him in the end, and I'll get to that, what he told them to do. After he gave them advice that he helped them win, he served them breakfast in the John 21 story. In Luke, it doesn't talk about this, but in the John 21 story, it says that they came to the shore, and Jesus had prepared two fish on the fire, and he said, come and have breakfast. So Jesus actually serves them. And then after all that, he says, go and feed my sheep. And so before telling them what to do, he gives them advice that helps them win, and he serves them breakfast. And only after that does he actually give them advice or give them instruction and tell them, okay, now you guys go do what I say. And that was the basis and the foundation for the authority that he gave. Something that can be applied to your life and my life, for sure. So that's kind of what we talked about during our speech. We did a Q&A session, which was awesome. And I actually I think next time we do a convention, I might ask them if they can maybe block off another room or like another part of the convention center that we can just do like a Q&A with everybody who's interested, because there were so many questions that came in that we didn't get to answer in front of the 200 and whatever women that were there. So shout out to all the ladies that were there that received us and welcomed us, and we're just, I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to be good, honestly.
Really?
I just expected it to be boring, like the speeches, because I haven't been to a place where people do speeches with guests of honor and blah, blah, blah. It's just like always just like, and the IHF, DCB, ABCD, XYZ, and just like all of this stuff, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like just formalities.
Yeah.
But this was all like the speakers they chose. One of them was Leilani, the ex-captain for the Fijiana Sevens, or Fijiana 15s.
Yeah.
One of them was Kathy Wong. There was a bunch of doctors. There was Saini, the pilot. And you're a friend who builds websites and teaches women how to use like tech.
Chanel.
Huh?
Chanel.
She's a really cool girl. Moved from New York all the way to Fiji, and now she's like helping women like utilize tech and build their websites for their own little like personal businesses.
Yeah.
And just like really cool ladies like that. Like I'm not really super outspoken about like women leadership, but by default we have all women working at a coffee shop. We have all women working at our business in Canada, and so we just by default we employ mostly women in our businesses, and so it just kind of, it wasn't hard to link up and to be genuine about the way we feel about women in business.
Yeah.
I just thought they did a really good job. Like before the speakers go up, they'd have like music as you like walk up onto the stage. Illy. Dude. Sorry. Peace.
We just go and like.
I have PTSD.
Yeah.
You guys go watch vlog 123 or whatever it was. If you guys want to see why I have PTSD about bees. And yeah, it was just, they did a really good job of the convention.
I really like it. I really loved it. The speakers, the way they present, like just like the preparations,
Yeah.
Of the
Well spoken.
The conference, the MC. Why? The MC
Boy, yeah, shout out to Patricia.
So cool, man.
I'll pull up her name right now because she was freaking so legit.
I like that MC.
Patricia Naisara. So she was actually a lawyer by trade, and now she's the head of human resources for Westpac Fiji.
Yeah, right. Westpac.
And so Miss Patricia Naisara, so really special lady, like a lady that I want in my business one day. Like she's such a powerhouse of a personality, so much enthusiasm for the convention and just what she does.
Yeah.
She was lit, hey?
She just keeps everybody like, like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The energy was there.
The energy was there, man. And so, yeah, I know there's a lot of shout outs today, but man, shout out to the WIN convention and everybody who organized it.
Yeah.
Like even what's her name? Shireen. I think it's Shireen. Let me just look it up here. I want to say names because all of these people are they were important in getting this thing going. I think it's Shireen.
Oh, so she was a former Miss Hibiscus.
Who?
What's her name? Patricia.
Was she?
Yeah, it's like from Jonah Tuinambuli. Pet Naisara.
Yeah. That's her.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she was the former Miss Hibiscus.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, not surprising to me. Yeah. Like, did she have a crush at like all those speeches and everything?
Yeah.
And who's that?
This from Jonah.
Shout out
Tuinambuli.
to Jonah.
Jonathan, yes. Said yes.
Yeah, okay. Shireen. How do you spell Shireen? Anyways. And yeah, just awesome. And like, thank you to everybody who said hello, took pictures. We probably took a couple hundred pictures of people over the weekend, and not one was I like inconvenienced by it. Because people always ask me like, oh, is it like hard, like, you know, when everybody knows you or, you know, want to take pictures of you? And it sounds cheesy, but I heard The Rock say, and you guys can go watch it actually, I think it's his Vanity Fair interview. Did you watch that? Where like the camera's just constantly moving towards him, slowly.
Yeah.
It's Vanity Fair or GQ? Vanity Fair. And like, is it hard to be so popular and, you know, so famous? Not that we're anything like him, obviously. But in Fiji, lots of people know us. And what The Rock said, or Dwayne Johnson, was like, you'll never hear me complain about being famous. And so you won't ever hear me complaining about it, because it would be silly for me to be doing what we do like this and then be like, oh, I can't believe people want to take pictures. So if you guys ever see us, don't be afraid to like ask for a picture or whatever, because that just makes us feel like what we're doing is felt and like there's purpose. It gives us like energy to know that when we come up here to the jungle in the middle of nowhere in Senganga and Vanuatu, like, you guys see it and you guys glean useful information from our experiences and stuff. So by all means, you know, hit us up. And yeah,
it's nice. It was a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air, yeah. Like, just give me like a new, you guys know, like usually on Mondays I'm a bit like, all right, what are we going to talk about today? And like today I'm like, and obviously getting all the stuff from Valour help. He said here, thanks for the tag, hopes the shirts fit. They fit.
Awesome.
They fit awesome. And the quality is so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just so clean, eh?
It's crisp.
Crisp, eh? So, yeah. Any questions or anything for anybody?
No, just Jonah, like Tinambuli, saying she was the former head girl for international school.
Oh, former head girl, okay. International school puts out so many good students, eh?
I bet. Gulame, watching from Kelowna.
Oh, really? Kai, how's it going? I feel like I should be calling him Uncle Billy.
Really?
Well, I don't know. Not that we're related, but he's my dad's generation, so.
Normally, watermelon shirts are trending in fashion after the convention.
Yeah, well, okay, I was thinking, like, we did that post right before we left with the kids in the watermelon, and so I have to take the watermelon shirt. And then when we were there, we went thrifting. We went to Valley City. Yeah, shout out to VR Chute, who was also at the convention. Powerhouse of a lady there as well. The whole Chute family is just like, they dominated business in Fiji for a long time. And so we went to her shop, Valley City in Suva, and I found a pineapple shirt. Right? And that's the picture that you guys will see with me and Simon Rawalui. It was me in the pineapple shirt. So obviously from our village even, as of this year, we're kind of known for watermelon. And then we've always been known for the best pineapple in Fiji. So yeah, shout out to my uncle Jonah, my talebu, for the best pineapple. It's the best, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Saronga, you're from the Saronga, so you gotta be careful about what you say about pineapple.
I don't know, it's been a while since I've tried the
Saronga
pineapple.
Yeah.
Again. But after like trying the Senganga one, and then we went for that convention. And me and Steph tried the pineapples over there.
Yeah.
And like Rose was like, man, this is so sweet. I was like, no, this is not it. Like, I can say that with my chest. Like, no.
This is not
good.
good.
You should try the ones in
Basketball. We never got her a pineapple from Uncle Jonas, too.
Yeah, we never did.
Painful. Dude, I just keep looking at these things. It's like,
the first throw and then it snaps. And
dude, I will dive.
I
will dive. I'll just be fishing with my goggles and snorkel on my head, just fishing like this. If it breaks off, just throw the fishing net. Oh, yeah. They're just so sexy, man. Oi, lay.
Jonah, Bulla from PBS Draketi. So that was the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Bulla from Draketi.
Bulla. Well, from Draketi, so not far away.
Olive Ryan, Bulla from Kiowa Island. Hey, Kiowa. Dude, they're listening all the way from Kiowa. Hey.
Welcome. We appreciate everybody. Like, so anything you guys have questions about, just shoot it on the comments, and like I'll stop talking, and this is why I do the lives, so that I can talk to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot, so that I check that box, because I have to say that every live. So the advice or the things I talk about are not always, there's no warranty, all right?
Yeah.
There's a 3-minute warranty on John's statement.
Yeah.
After that, I don't want to be held accountable for anything that's said.
Yeah. There's a question from Zach.
Okay.
Please talk about portable power stations. I believe you have one. I
Oh,
would
yeah.
love to know more and where we can find one in Fiji.
Okay. So here's the thing. Is it back already?
Was that correct?
The tractor?
I don't know.
So,
Mas mana gue deh?
okay, Setio. So,
Mas mana gue nggak?
I have a portable power station. It's from a company called Blue Eddy, all right? If you guys see me looking down to the side, I'm not distracted. I'm looking at comments and our headlines that Tui has organized for the live. So just so you guys know. Bula, everybody. Welcome to On the Mat. Bula, everybody. Thank you, Norm. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah,
Good
Zach.
question. Appreciate that.
Susu ko?
It's good.
Okay.
A bit so-so-ko, but.
Bular eh.
Bula,
Binges,
Oh, yeah,
drinking
tractor's already
grog
back.
from Suba. Back here. Grog, yeah.
Grog here. Yeah. Okay, what was Zach's question again? Give it to me one more time.
Woo-wee! Can you please talk about portable power station?
Okay, yeah.
I believe you have one. I'd like to know where you...
I have a Blue Eddy. The problem with a lot of these portable power stations is they don't come with the voltage that we need in Fiji. But a lot of electronics now, they are set for either receiving 110 or 220 volts. It doesn't really matter.
Wait, look at that.
Whoa! Coming in hot on the tractor instead of the driver. Thank you. Where was it? I'm gonna look up another company that had hit me up.
Nice
Yeah.
one, buddy.
How was it? Come sit there. You're driving? Thank you. You're a driver? There is a couple companies on the market. Maybe I'll try to get in touch with it. Oh, I think they're called Lifetime. That's it, Lifetime, or which is Litime. Or let me look this up. Yep, that's right. Litime. So obviously in reference to lithium, but Lifetime. They also have stuff that is built for the Australian market. So I'll just go into the Australia category here, just to see if they have portable
Okay.
battery packs. Because it is, I use my Blue Eddy all the time. The problem is that they sponsored us by sending us one of those, but it couldn't be shipped to Fiji. So I had to ship to my parents in Canada, and then they sea freighted it to us here in Fiji because you can't send big lithium batteries on planes. Which, I don't know the science behind that, but no, Lifetime doesn't offer that for Australian market. So maybe I'll try to get in touch with somebody who does, and then we can try to, get them into the Fijian market, because the one that I have is 800 amp hours, so it can run a fridge for a couple days. It can run TVs. We've watched Super Rugby when there's on a big TV with a DVD or with a Sky dish and everything when there's no power. And it'll charge my computer probably 10 times, and or cell phones a bunch of times. Like, you can charge cell phones and iPads for maybe a week or two off of the one I have. So I'll work on that, Zach. I'll try to get in touch with some companies, see if we can get some going to Fiji. Might even see if I can get A. Hussein to carry a couple of them too. Be careful where you're stepping. Huh? Saan na kokomen? Eh? Holy, it's amazing.
John, yes, always coming to your coffee shop for pizza and sticky buns.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Means a lot. Our coffee shop is not that busy in Sanganga. Obviously, it's all of you guys that know us from here that come in. There's no coffee culture here, right? We're using Sanganga as like a pilot project to see, like we want to expand across Fiji, but home base will always be Sanganga. So for those of you that show us support here, it just helps us support the girls that work there and to learn so that we can like take what we're doing here and grow it around Fiji. And is there another question?
No, just Hamza
Yeah.
answering that question.
Oh.
Everyone has solar batteries in stock in Fiji.
They have solar batteries?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder because the thing about the batteries or the battery packs that we have, like you can charge it on little solar panels and then like just pick it up and go.
Yeah.
And it carries, like I said, like 2 weeks worth of cell phone charges. Do you have something like that, Hamza? If you do, then we can just point people towards A. Hussein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because A. Hussein, I mean, they have everything. And they're distributors for a lot of the stuff that you guys find in other hardware stores, I'm going to tell you right now, is actually brought in by Global Warehouse, which is the company that Hamza and his family run and operate. And so they've done an amazing job, and their business model is really, really neat. Like, they have their hardware stores, but then they also wholesale a lot of stuff to other smaller hardware shops, which supports other hardwares and the people that they employ. So like, there's a small hardware shop in Sanganga, which is actually awesome as well. But a lot of their stuff, they buy from Global Warehouse, and they just resell it, and they make their markup there. And so what Hamza's family has been able to do with the A. Hussein group of companies, with Global Warehouse, Global Steel, Global Machinery, Aussie Built, all of those things help other companies to buy and resell. So A. Hussein's also a great option as well. I think they do actually at A. Hussein, a little yellow power pack. I just don't know how much charge it holds. So shoot it down in the comments, Hamza. There's something there. And yeah, sorry we weren't able to make it back to the warehouse, Hamza. We didn't have time because we were speaking, and then I know you guys are closed on Sunday, so we'll catch up the next time we're in Suva. But it was good to see you anyways at Holiday Inn.
Yeah, it's really good.
And speaking of Holiday Inn, gosh, man, yeah. Well, when we got to Holiday Inn, there was a delay kind of just getting our room set up, and I'm not talking like an hour. I'm talking like 10, 15 minutes, but just in that short amount of time that they were just trying to organize like our rooms, they gave us 4 free drinks, because it was like me and Steph and Steph's friend Roz and you, and they were just like, here's some drinks while you wait. And so we had a couple beer and the cocktail. Steph and her friend got something. But I was like, that kind of customer service is like really rare. And there's another example of somebody who gave us something, and now I want to talk about them. The hotels were paid for in full, but like they were very generous, and they didn't have to give us a drink. We wouldn't even complained. It wasn't even that long of a wait.
Yeah.
But so Holiday Inn, for those of you who don't know, is not really like a really high-end hotel like where we come from in Canada. Holiday Inn's like your standard, like you just need a place to sleep, you just book a Holiday Inn. But in Fiji, like Holiday Inn's pretty fancy. Like it's on the upper end of hotels. But when you go into the room, the bed is actually super comfortable. The pillows are epic. Blanket's nice. Towels are nice. Everything's nice, actually. No, I'm just kidding. But the bathroom is not that fancy. The rooms are very well cleaned. But it is the staff that make that place like what it is. Because like while you're walking around, the staff,
They just stare.
they just like will get out of your way. They'll open the door for you. They're just very conscious of like their guests.
Yeah.
And there's one. Shout out to Meow. I don't actually know what his real name is.
His name.
Meow.
Meow.
Meow. Shout out to Meow. From Bua.
He was the what do you call it?
It's like not a butler, but it's like one of the front of house, like welcoming you into the hotel. And
Well, he's from Wainunu.
Yeah, he's from Wainunu. Same famous son as
Naili.
Naili, as Tui. And what was the funniest part in the beginning? He was like, "Oh, he called you Meow, eh?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I turned to him, I was like, "No, this guy's from Saronga."
Uy, bular eh.
He was really friendly. But there's a gentleman at Holiday Inn named Viliame. He is like one of the, I guess, security, but also kind of does the same thing as the other gentleman from Bua. He is over the top, friendly, customer service orientated to a level that I don't know if I've actually seen in my life before. There was people, so we were at the Grand Pacific Hotel where the convention was, and there was a full group of staff that was knocking off from the GPH. And we walked over with them, we took some pictures, and we split up from them, came into the Holiday Inn, and they just kept walking down the sidewalk. Really, like, went outside the door, and he was like, "Wait, hula, bye, come have tea." And they were just like, "Hey, thank you." And they're just like, "We're going down." But like, you got to keep in mind that Billy sees these guys knocking off from GPH every single day. And this and he doesn't just treat like guests. He doesn't just treat Kaibalangi. He doesn't just treat like the fancy people in Suva in that way. Like even the staff from GPH, young people, normal people like us, he was like yelling out to them, greeting them as they were walking by on the street. And I was like, I don't know, I was just so impressed by like his level of customer service that it was
me too.
It was cool.
Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn. Yeah.
When I was like, I went the few days I was coming by cab.
Yeah.
They're opening my door.
Really? See?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Because there actually is a thing in Fiji and
VIP boy, VIP.
VIP, yeah. Like when you make like us locals feel like VIP, you know that like the way you're making the other guests feel, like the Kaibalangi people, like the people who, you know, the upscale, up-class people, you know you make them feel special for sure. Because there is this thing in Fiji, and maybe people don't know about it, but those of us who are local know, like when you go to a hotel and you have like dark skin or you just look like you're a Fijian, you get treated a different way, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
I've experienced that.
Yeah. Like when me and Stephanie were first married, we came to Suva. This was the first time that I brought her home back to the village. Sorry, I just heard some windows smashing in the background. Somebody's gonna get it. Not from me, but one of the uncles. And we went to Denarau. We could not afford to stay at any of the places in Denarau. We were so broke. And what we did was we got dropped off, I think, at the Hilton, which is at the close end when you get to Denarau. We walked through there, and I think we might have got a drink or something. And then we jumped in their pool, got our clothes back on, went down, went to Sheraton, jumped in the pool, hung out there, put our clothes on, went down the beach, Trans West, jumped in the pool, went down the beach.
No way.
Oh, dude, yeah. And then we ended up at the end at Radisson.
And nobody said anything.
Because, I was like, with Steph, I'm like, dude, you can't do this. Like, they're gonna like, no. And she's like, trust me, you're with me. Okay, you're with a white girl, you're with a white person, don't worry about it. And sure enough, nobody said dick. Nobody said anything to us. Sorry. Nobody said anything the whole time. And because especially at a lot of those upscale places like that, dude, if you just roam in like that, you're gonna get blocked for sure.
But not anymore now, because everybody knows you guys now. So
yeah, or maybe they'll be like, no, you're not here.
Yeah,
We know you're not
you.
here. I know you. You're not booked here. So we have no anonymity anymore, I guess. But I'm not complaining about it. I think it probably still worked to our advantage. I don't know if people would kick us out.
But yeah, like when we overall like the feeling of the customer service from Holiday Inn.
Yeah, Holiday
Yeah.
Inn customer service is so sick.
I bet, but I didn't really experience a lot with GPH because maybe we weren't there a lot.
Yeah.
But with Holiday Inn, yeah, it just feels so good to like see
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
There is one person at Holiday or at GPH. I dished because I needed to watch the Ndrua game, obviously, and we're going to talk about that, right? There's a girl at Holiday Inn named Rebecca, and she's like, you got. I just went to the lobby. I dished and I was like hiding in the lobby watching it on DTV on the app at GPH in the lobby. And then she came by. She's like, go into the bar and like watch it. The TV's there. And I'm like, okay, sit. So I went into the bar, and I was like, but I didn't have any money on me because I don't want to just go in there and not buy like. You don't really go into a restaurant or a bar and like just watch the TV without getting a drink or a dessert or something. And so I just like, I just came out again and sat down in the lobby. And then she walked by again, and she was like, you don't want to go sit in the bar? I'm like, no, I don't have any money. Like I don't. She's like, no, come. She's like, I'll buy you beer. I'm like, what? So she like just had me in there. She bought a beer for me, and then I sat down. So, shout out to.
No, like.
Yeah.
Because once you said that, the people are watching. The next draw game, then the next, there will be some people going and sit down. Waiting to be called inside the bar.
no, I have to sit here.
No.
So, I'm the boss.
But that was just like a testament to also her customer service. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's no good people at GPH. We just were staying at Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those of you who are in the tourism industry, like
Yeah, you guys are pretty.
your kindness and your service, like your level of service, it like reflects all of Fiji. And like I don't need to tell you guys that for you to know, but like what you guys do makes us proud, and the way that you guys treat insiders and outsiders matters, and it's felt, and it is talked about. I just happened to get to talk about it on a live, and I hope that I just want to like lift up and promote good places and good people. So shout out to Vili at Holiday Inn.
Thank you.
So
How was the game?
how was the game?
Dude, you ditched us?
Yeah, okay, I won't talk about that part. But I had to watch the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I dipped out just a little bit early. Caught the last 20 minutes of the Ndrua game,
How was it?
and
Overall,
yeah,
the game.
I checked the score when I was in the room, and it was when I was in the convention. Okay, I'll be honest. I checked the score, and it was like 28-10 or something like that. And I was like, shoot! Like going into the last time, like, okay, I gotta watch this. So I like snuck out, and then it was like 24-28 or something like this. I was like, oh my gosh! So I was watching. Tie the game. I'm not gonna like review it, but there was just so many like clutch moments in that. Obviously when Celestino, Supersonic. Sorry, Stino, I was working on your logo with somebody, and it's not very good, I'll tell you that. I paid the money, and it is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm not going to use that logo, Stino, if you can see this. Huh? Yeah, I was working with somebody who was not anybody I've worked with before. I was just trying to like hire somebody just to like, try something new. And also because it didn't work out. So Supersonic, Kravutamanda, we're still trying to work on your logo for you. We're going to make it. I'm not done. So the way he stepped a couple people, and then Ravula ended up with the ball, going down the sideline. Time's up. He gets ankle tapped. Like it looks like there's a few players that will back themselves in the Ndrua team. One of them, like Ravula, okay, he backs himself. What I mean by back yourself is like when you start running, you don't second guess your pace. You just go, because that pause is usually just like what you want from your wingers and your backs is just like them to trust their feet and their speed. Yosefo Masi has that in spades. Like once he gets going, there can be somebody coming, but because he doesn't second guess himself, the power and the intention that he goes with towards the line gets him to the line. Same thing with Stino. So all that to say, Ravula gets ankle tapped, drops the ball, it goes out. Extra time comes. They get a penalty, right?
Yeah. Like
Waratahs get a penalty. Right. No. But they got a penalty. They kicked and it hit the post. Oh, that was for that breakaway. Right. No. Before the ending, I think. That's how they got the ball before the end. Was they had a penalty, it bounced off the post, and they picked up the ball.
Drop goal.
By the Taz?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, in the end, what's his name? Clutch, Valentini, Mr. Clutchman. I didn't know. Koroi told me today. It was an advantage. They're playing advantage. That's why he went for that sketchy kick.
If it doesn't...
It didn't go, it would come back to them. So he like steps around them, goes in front and kicks this ball, and there's like 3 players like all in his face. It was kind of like it was like a Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady kind of Super Bowl move, like where like you're in the pocket and you got all these like defensive linemen like rushing you, and you still manage to get that ball off, and it's just like a dart. And he kicked a dart all right. Just like when he did it, because I didn't know that it was advantage. The TV wasn't very loud, and I was like, no. Yeah. I was like, no. Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm not you idiot. But that's the classic story of being a fan of a team, right? You're like, oh, worst enemy, best friend.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mr. Clutch.
That was like the times.
He's done that, eh? Drop goal. Yeah.
After 80 minutes.
Right. So, yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know, that man must be made for Latoco. Where's the Valentini?
His father used to play for Latoco team.
Really?
Yeah.
So where's the Valentini family from in Fiji? Kandavu? Oh. Usually people from there, they're not good at anything. Wait, from Galoa?
Because they got 4 feet, so that's why...
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, okay, and then we got to shout out to Mick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the live of shout outs, okay? Mick Hansen? Mick? The coach of the Ndrua. Mick Burns? Sorry, Mick
Dude,
Hansen.
I want that. Yeah.
Is it here?
Yeah. No, sorry.
Okay, so, he made last year, the Waratahs made a comment after they beat the Ndrua. They're like, people are like, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And the head coach is like, yeah, okay, thank you, but it's not like we went out and beat the Chicago Bulls. Like, basically saying, like, calm down, like, it's not, like, a big deal, like, it's just Ndrua. Like, last year. Okay, so he makes this comment, it's not like we beat the Chicago Bulls, like, we're happy, but, like, it's not that big of a deal, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody just, calm your...
Yeah, I'm sending it to you on your
Instagram. On the Walker family, though. I need it on the Walker family,
okay.
because that's when I'm logged into here.
Coach, like the comments, he came prepared.
And so...
Yeah, send it.
I'm going to pull this up here. To Walker family.
Yeah.
Going to refresh this. Because it's just so freaking legendary what he did. Can you plug my phone in, actually?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, guys,
So, I don't know, can you see this if I hold this up? Can they see this? Up?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does it say? What did it say on the top? It's not like me.
It wasn't like we beat the Chicago Bulls.
That's last year's quote, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then?
22.
Or 2022.
Ndrua head coach Mick Burns.
Don's
Bulls
cap.
So then in the low-key burn, roasting, whatever you want to call it, I love it. he gets a Chicago Bulls hat, wears it to the post-match interview or the post-match press conference, like a freaking.
He didn't say anything about only the hats.
He didn't say anything about it, right? He just wore the
He
hat.
just wore the hat.
Dude,
But the
Yes.
Wartas coach knows exactly what.
Yeah.
I officially like to put my hand up and nominate Mick Burns as the next coach for the Flying Fijians. All right? If Simon Robert-Louis is not going to be, Mick Burns is our boy.
They still
Okay.
not decided yet.
They haven't decided yet.
I think it's gonna be these two. Yeah, Nick Burns and Rivalry.
Dude.
Together even.
Dude, if we get both of them, imagine?
Dude.
Like Mick Burns and Robert-Louis? Dude.
And the caption for Super Rugby.
What?
Alotoka legend and Ben the King. Mick Burns.
Oh, this is for Super Rugby?
yeah, this is Super
Dude,
Rugby
Super
page.
Rugby just pitting these guys against each other? Oh.
Alotoka legend and Ben the King. Mick
Oh
Burns.
my gosh, dude. So sick. So sick. Hey, Bula. Long time.
Yeah. Speaking of Simon, how was your meeting him?
Okay, yeah. So
No,
when we went
no.
over to the GPH this weekend, Simon Robert-Louis is walking out of the GPH, and I'm like, or you were like, dude, Simon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Simon, because,
Simon.
and I'm like, Simon, who the heck is Simon? Like Michael Simon or Rebecca Simon or something? Like our friends?
Simon Cow.
Yo, Simon.
And then I
Cow.
like looked and it's Simon Robert-Louis walking out, and I'm like, okay. So I just like,
come, let's go.
let's go. And you're like, what? So we run over there, and I'm like, Simon,
Yeah.
Simon. And he's like, who the hell calls me Simon? That's probably what he was thinking, right? Who's calling me Simon? And so he turned around, and I was like, hey, my name is Jonathan with the Walker family. He's like, oh, Jonathan. Wait, sorry, we're doing a live stream. And so, yeah, so we met Simon Robert-Louis outside of GPH. And, dude, what a nice guy, eh?
Yeah.
Somebody on the comment section said like, "Oh, what an interesting description," because I described him as kind of like a father figure, kind of leads with integrity and kind of like a calmness. And I don't know how exactly I described it. Maybe I can pull it up. And then, because that's just like when I see him, and I say that because there was a couple situations. There was a game where they lost to Portugal in the World Cup, and he went into the locker room for the Portugal team and like greeted the head coach and congratulated him. We didn't need to do that. That was a really embarrassing loss for Fiji, actually, that we even lost that game. And he still went in there with press. Like, he didn't say, don't follow me in. Like, he went in, the press followed him in there, and he like congratulated the Portuguese head coach. I said he just has that quiet servant leader aura about him. Obviously, maybe servant leadership was in the back of my mind because of our presentation at the convention. But when I think of Simon, I wrote this, I think of a father figure for younger Fijians. He just has that quiet servant leader aura about him, which makes him by default a guy you just respect and you don't know why. His style of leadership is something I hope to be able to reflect now and into the future. It's just a pleasure to meet him. So, yeah, and yeah, thank you, Simon, for what you did for the country. Hopefully, you're on the coaching panel for the Five Fijians again, upcoming. But yeah, appreciate you, and I look like a little nerd beside him.
Wow.
Usually, I'm like the bigger guy,
Yeah.
and then when I stood beside him, I'm like,
Boy, look at that.
okay. Hey.
Simon look a bit like Sean Connery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally.
Open the city gates. You know that one normally? Open the city gates. What is that off of? Come on, somebody help me out.
No.
Open the city gates. Okay, come on. Open the city gates, Sean Connery. Come on, Tui. Help me out here. Open the first night of the Hunt for Red October. Open
Was
the
that James Bond?
Open the city gates.
Or the next man?
Open the city gates quote. Anyways, we're getting distracted. But yeah, it's funny, and it's also obviously not ironic that like when we're up in the jungle, I keep saying the jungle, but when we're out here in Vanoleu, up in Senganga, we don't see a lot of people. Not a lot of people come and up here for any reason at all. And so when you're in Suva, you just meet a lot of people that know us and people that I know just from the media, because Fiji is such a small country. And so, yeah, it was just exciting to run into him and actually meet him in person. He said he wants to bring his daughter out here and stuff. I would love to do, I'll tell you guys where I want to go. Bula to everybody who's just joined us on the live. Where I like to go with the podcast, and I think maybe I haven't even talked to Tui or Steph about this, but I've been thinking about it over the past few days. Like, there's something about the dynamic between me and Steph, obviously the couple's dynamic. Not that we're special or whatever, but we have a way of just talking with each other that is fun, I guess. Fun for us. Maybe nobody else likes it, but I would like to interview other people like Simon. I think that's mine now. But you can use it. Oh yeah. You can share my towel.
Karoon na nga, next time. Next step nga.
I would like to interview people like Simon, people like, I don't know, name somebody who might be interested in, who else? Yeah, political figures, like, sure. I mean, I don't like associate with any political party in particular. I mean, maybe even Lenora. She's like a pretty standout lady in Fiji.
Linda Tambul.
Maybe Linda. She's got a lot of stuff going on right now, though.
Anti-Mille.
Jerry, maybe some like rugby league players,
Yeah,
maybe
rugby
like
league.
other rugby players, but not just interview them by themselves. Interview them and their wife together, if they are married.
Yeah.
And just talk to them about things like I'm not a journalist. I'm not interested in breaking news headlines or like revealing something about their lives that nobody's heard that's like controversial. I just want to talk to them about like family and relationship and how they manage their lives with sports, with politics, with entrepreneurship, and the couple dynamic that they have. Because I think there's something unique about, me and Steph talking with each other. It would be better for us to just talk to other couples together if we can. Like, so say we have on the prime minister or the president, don't just talk to them by themselves. Talk to them and their wife together. And like get that just a different dynamic that maybe most people don't see. Because I think that's our unique offer with our podcast, and what makes us a bit different is that like it's me and her. And so, maybe Tui and his wife, maybe Kroy and his wife on the podcast, right? So I think that's what I want to do going forward. I want to do more guests in the future. They are both very quiet when I said that, by the way.
Yeah, like.
So I'd like to explore the avenue a bit more, I guess, going into the future. And also, like, there's a guy named a comedian, you guys might have heard of him. His name is Theo Vaughn. He has a really special way of interviewing people. Obviously, he's a comedian, so he's a great conversationalist. But like, he does interviews. Like, I listened to one. He interviews a New York garbage man. He interviews like a fisherman. Like, just like really, and there's no names. It's just, they're not famous people. They're just people. And he just talks to them about normal stuff. But like, not trying to make them famous either. But like, there's a lot of, I'd love to interview a garbage man in Fiji. I'd love to interview somebody who works at the sugarcane mill. Like just somebody who works for the highways department. Somebody who's like a deep sea fisherman who goes on like 1 week, out in the ocean. Like, what is their life like? Because all these people have different experiences in Fiji. And one thing that I found out this weekend when we were in Fiji is like, and I knew it before, but Fiji has so many different sides that, like, this Fiji, very different and not very good for a lot of people. A lot of people have left this. A lot of people also dream of coming back to this Fiji, the village, the community life, the sharing of life together. There's also Suva. Like, there's Suva, even Suva has different sides. There's the Suva like where most people live. Then there's like the Suva where we were staying the last few days, like the Necesse Seawall Suva, like the hotels, like GPH, Holiday Inn. There's a very specific type of Fijian that graces those kind of establishments. Like the ladies can look like village ladies, but they dress fancy. They have big pearl necklace, and that's fine. They're just business ladies. Their husbands are businessmen or whatever. They're politicians, and so even that side of Suva is different than maybe I don't know, Rawanga or like wherever, like other like I don't really know Suva that well, obviously, for those you can't tell. Cunningham area, like the stages, right?
Outside Suva, like outside from the city, just beside the cities.
Yeah.
Those that are living inside like the one you see.
Yeah. Because there is people who live down by the seawall, but you see those houses, you know, like they're very well-to-do people. But then there's people in the other like residential parts of Suva that are the normal. The people who work the jobs, who work in the supermarkets and who work on the farm and do that kind of stuff, you know? And so I just find it interesting how such a small country can have so much diversity. But I guess it's because you go to Canada, it takes you like 5 days, no, not 5, like 7 days to drive across the country. And you don't really notice the diversity because it's so spread out. But like, you can go from like GPH and 15 minutes later be in like Newtown, for instance. And wow, that's a different vibe, right? But the people from places like Newtown or places, you know, other residential, they're the people that work and are employed at these like Holiday Inns and the GPHs and stuff. You know what's crazy about Vili, that guy that we were talking about works at Holiday Inn, is like he used to work in the West, I think in Danaro somewhere, but he owns like a taxi. He owns like a piece of land with like a rental property, and he works at the Holiday Inn. So these guys, like, you know, even though they might be working at these places, you don't know what kind of.
Yeah, same as some like the Indian the bean sellers.
The bean salesman, yeah. So one thing I found out, talking about like people just sell beans, or like bean peanut at the bus. Some of those people are like super well off. There was, my cousin brother and his wife were telling me today, there was some of the ladies at the, so Wayne Convention is not a cheap thing to get into. It's like $650 for registration. I didn't know about this. But like, that's a lot of money, right? That's like a month's wage for some people, you know, depending on who you are, or 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. But there are some, so you think it's just like, really high class people. There's a lot of ladies there who are market vendors in the supermarket or handicraft. And my cousin brother and his wife told me last night, they said that there was actually a lady who's a market vendor in Suva who gave $1,000 each to all of the rugby players after they won gold. Like, and it's because like there's this like new thing in the last like 15-20 years. It's like humiliating or embarrassing to be somebody who sits in the market. Saying, hey boy.
But in the, like some of them have been in the market for like that long.
Yeah, exactly. You should share your mic with him. Yeah. Or just hold it and go back and forth.
Like some of those vendors. You've been in the market. I knew one, like he's my grandmother's cousin. He's been sitting at the Nandi market for, don't know, when I was like in primary school.
Right.
And he's still there like today.
And he's really poor.
When you see him, he's really poor.
Give it the camera.
He had a Pajero.
Really?
Yeah. See? A very nice house. Everything inside his house just from selling dal, cassava. And when he takes out his wallet, all torn. But when he opens it like
yellow,
like this,
Boy. Really? Wow. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like you can't judge either, right? And so there is people who like Billy, who work and are employed at a place, and you're like, this is your job, this is how you make an income. Those people have also done well for themselves, and they're really smart businessmen in their own right, entrepreneurs. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Just an inspirational trip overall. I know we're not really talking about the trip anymore, but it was just nice to see something different for a little while, change the scenery a little bit.
Oh, Bola Aisyah Mateawa. Bola Pinaka from Brisbane.
Aisyah, Bula. From Brisbane.
Yeah, this guy, dude, this guy is one of the Fijians who sang at the Hillsong Chapel. They were the ones that sang that new gospel.
Number 1 on Apple in Fiji. Do you see that?
Yeah.
In the top 100, the number 1. At least they were. Let me see my phone.
Yeah, like
I want to see who's still, because they were crushing it there.
Aisyah Mateawa.
What's up, Aisyah? Thank you for joining, and great job. And thank you for putting Fiji on the map. I mean, like, that song is a big hit, like, I mean, everywhere.
Yeah, I remember.
I had an Australian guy send me that song. And he's like, you might really appreciate this. And this is before the the Fijian version of I Will Exalt You, I think.
Okay.
It was released before all of the other Samoa and Tonga and all the other ones. And he sent it to me like the day after it was released.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, you might appreciate this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, sick. So I had it on repeat, but it's still number 1. Sorry, you were saying?
He just got a question for you.
Yeah.
What is the quality of your internet in the village, or which internet company you are with?
Yeah, so we are with Digicel. In our village, Digicel, at least in this part of the village, the Digicel is the only one that really catches. You have to be in a special spot for Vodafone. And so I'm happy to be actually using, like, obviously you guys all know we're sponsored by Digicel. They are one of our partners, and so it just makes sense also because, like, we utilize strictly only their products. And so, yeah, Digicel is the one that works best. I think for a long time they've had the best data plans. And now with, like, the data plans combined with the DTV stuff, like, I think if you spend $5 instead of $4, you get 1 day, like, all your normal data plus the 1 day of DTV. If you spend $12 instead of $10, you get, like, the week. And then if you spend like $35, you get 1 month of DTV plus the 250 gigs of data. And so the DTV app is like all of the Sky Sports, which is HSBC 7 Series, Super Rugby, all of, like, I think NRL, like, all of that stuff is on DTV. And so, like, their packages are sick right now. I actually have a friend who, Kaushik, he was like, I have a new number. I'm like, oh, why'd you switch to Digicel? He's like, oh, because of DTV. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Like, if there's one, that means there's many.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool that we're utilizing DTV a lot here. Anyways, just because it's convenient. Okay, so I Will Exalt You, Fijian is number 2 right now. Lautio is number 1. Okay. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. Yeah.
Not a gospel song.
The gospel song is number 2 right now. So, but they were on number 1 for a long time. And Chio Ina is number 19. Shout out to Youngblood.
Thanks for getting Isa. Bless you guys and love every content you've created. It's for myself.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Keep up what you're doing. It's felt and it's heard and it makes us proud. Yeah.
Question from Zach. There is an ad on FB about Starlink available in Fiji. Is this real? Is it available in Fiji?
You know what? I need to follow up on that because I've had a couple questions about this.
Yeah.
I know that the satellites are very expensive right now. But I think it is available in Fiji. I think so. They registered their business like a year ago, which was a sign to us that it was coming. And I think it's all set up now. But it is pricey.
Oh, you've seen it? Like the prices?
Well, I have friends in Canada that use it, and it's a few $100s a month. Canadian. Price. Okay, so at a cost of $99 a month and an installation fee of $499, basically $500, along with the required $999 Starlink user terminal. So you're paying $1,000 for the satellite or for the receiver, another $500 for the installation fee, and then $99 a month. So you're $1,500 just for the setup, and then you're $100 a month after that, right? So $1,200 plus $1,500, $2,700. So in the first year, you're going to pay $2,700 for Starlink, but the speeds are going to be ridiculous, like the internet speeds. That'd be something that would be helpful here. So you're $2,700 for the first year, and then you'd be at $100 a month. You'd be $1,200 a year, basically rolling after that.
After that 27.
Yeah, because you're $1,000 for the satellite, $1,500 for the installation.
So you have your own setup.
Yeah, your own receiver basically. Pickup, yeah.
You have your own satellite. Iron Man.
Call me friggin' Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. S-T-U-C-K.
Yo.
Stark.
Did you heard about the mini tornado in Nakasi?
What?
Just yesterday. I think like
Well,
before we left or right
In
after
where?
we left.
Nakasi? Dude, we were just going through
Because,
that.
it's
Yeah.
like daytime.
I think we
Whoa, and it really
left.
tore up these houses.
Yeah.
And Sabak.
Okay, a 64-year-old man from Niuindamu in Nakasi has suffered multiple injuries from what he described as a mini tornado that hit his home on Saturday, destroying part of it. Raj Kumar was enjoying the breeze when he saw a very strong breeze, a mini tornado moving in his direction. Kumar said it tore apart the porch like partition beside his home and destroyed his gate. He said with the impact of the mini tornado, he was blown across the driveway, knocking him unconscious. Dude! Kumar also sustained visible injuries to both of his ankles and minor slashes on his arm and cheek. This guy looks beat up. When I regained consciousness, I saw that there was blood everywhere, he said. I didn't know that it was coming from me until I saw my ankles. More than 5 families in the area without electricity as their power lines have been destroyed. In a joint statement, the Fiji Meteorological Service and National Disaster and Management Agency confirmed the occurrence of a mini tornado based on their observations of the damage. Wow. All right. So you guys gotta be careful. Careful of the people who murder taxi drivers and mini tornadoes. Be careful. Huh? Oh, did they catch those guys?
Yeah, in Shanghai.
Okay, good. Oh, they caught them here.
They were like
Give your mic to him.
Sure.
they were traveling around in the Micah's twin cap, the white one. The Micah. IP.
Oh, yo.
And the police caught them.
Oh, yeah.
2 Fijian boys. I think they came from Pitileupu.
Dude.
Maybe
This
they
is
were on a
crazy,
mission.
dude. Yeah, okay, so actually I found out something today interesting as well. So for those of you who don't know, we're talking about a taxi driver who was murdered in Valour. The border, if you guys go into our Instagram, we call the border the place where we refill our water at that spring. So there's a post that I made about asking people not to litter at that spring that comes out of the rocks. Just down the hill from that is where this taxi driver was murdered. The guy was 27 years old. He lived in Nangere in Sabsavu. There's a part of town there. He just got married last year. His wife is 4 months pregnant. He's 27 years old. What happened was he got stabbed a bunch and they slit his throat. And his body was found like 150 meters probably down the hill. I saw where the caution tape was because I went to Sabsavu that day to pick up Stephanie and her friend Roz from their first part of their holiday. They're still on holiday. But the car was there with the police barricade and everything set up. FBC was shooting there. The car was pointed downhill. So did you know that the car was going up the hill when he was murdered? But the reason it's pointed down is because they came back, they bought beer at Ramzatan in Senganga, and then they went back, and the car was pointed downhill. But one thing I didn't know, I found out from Postmaster here today, was that they were supposed to kill the driver of the owner of the taxi. This guy was just a part-time driver. He has another full-time job. He was just driving this night. So they were just supposed to kill the guy who was the one who owns and who usually drives the car. They didn't know the face or anything.
Yeah.
So they killed like this young guy who's just got married. His wife is 4 months pregnant. Like, yeah. Obviously, like, you guys are like, oh, like, if you're watching this from another country, you might be like, okay, taxi driver gets killed, but like, it's pretty big news for us. It's close to home. Like, we're talking 25 minutes from us.
Yeah.
This guy gets murdered, stabbed a bunch of times, and dragged out into the bush.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, really sketchy. You said you got pulled over, right? And they shone the light in your eyes?
Yeah.
That night, same night, right?
Yeah.
And
This
they
is like
said, hey,
days
you look
later.
like the guy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped us there at Sanganga. Apparently they were having like checkpoints.
Checkpoints.
Yeah,
Right.
all over the place.
So that was a crazy part to me, was that he wasn't even the guy that they were trying to kill.
Wasn't
They're
even
supposed to
trying
kill
hide.
the owner of the taxi. They just knew the number plate of the car.
Oh, yeah.
And they just, the driver apparently, that's the guy to get. Didn't know that the driver was
Wrong guy.
the standby guy. Bro,
Somber.
yeah. So silly, man. So silly.
So did you? Koroi went to watch the game, the Suva game versus Madhuata,
Oh, okay.
and like the big team they played the under 20. The senior team played. The under 20 didn't play.
Oh, why?
So this is the news. Suva wants back.
Money.
Yeah, Suva wants money back. Madhuata fails to provide doctor, and then the game called off. So
What?
yeah, the Suva Rugby Union will be seeking reimbursement from the Fiji Rugby Union after their under-20s Keeper Cup match against Madhuata in Lambasa was called off on Saturday. According to the union secretary Nemani, the game was called off by the match commissioner because of absence of the medical doctor on the field. Once the cost by our under-20 manager is confirmed, we will be asking the FRU to reimburse all the costs in taking our team to and from Subril Park in Lambasa.
Dude, there's nothing worse than traveling and then not getting to play. I've done that before.
Yeah,
Like, because they can't field the team or whatever.
and and they have every right to do that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So I assume part of the arrangement is that you have to have a doctor. Like the home side probably has to arrange for a medical team. I assume, right? For the game. That's must
I
be what
guess
they're
so,
saying.
yeah.
Like if they go to Suva team has to provide a doctor.
Yeah,
If they go
yeah.
to Nandrunga team has to provide the doctor.
They have to provide the doctor.
Right. Wow. So it looks like I'll just go down there. We were disappointed because we had to spend a lot of money, around $10,000 in costs for this match, and we did not even get to play. Yeah, it's disappointing also for the players because they're all looking forward to the match, and to come away with a win in this manner is not something they are proud of, right? It's a huge issue because it's not easy taking a full team to Vanuatu. Yeah, that's so humiliating. So. Yeah, I know like A. Hussein sponsors the Lambasa FC, and so like you don't hear about these problems happening with the soccer clubs, right? And so it's really embarrassing for Madhuata Rugby, for Vanuatu itself, to have teams coming all the way from Vitilevu and then not being able to play the game.
Yeah.
Granted, they walk away with a win. It's not what you want. Like when you're a player, you train all week.
Yeah.
And then you don't get to play. It doesn't matter win or lose. You know, that's like the best part of training is knowing that you're gonna get to play the game, right?
Then you go there and you get to win by default.
A win by default. It's like it's not a win, man. That's just like
So there's some for the Fiji Sevens team, like some of the overseas players have been like calling south they can be part of it.
Oh, really? What is it? You're reading a thing?
From Fiji One News.
Okay, read it.
I have this is Colin South speaking.
Okay.
I've spoken to some of the boys who wanted to come, especially the ones overseas. You only have 6 weeks. It's on you whether you want it or not. I'll invite you to camp. I've told the boys in camp as well. It's up to you whether you want to show me what it takes. To me, I believe Fiji can do it. So if you want to play, you can come to the camp, but it all comes down to the fitness.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk about this as well. So Fiji Sevens team, and you're gonna edit that video, eh? That
Yeah.
we recorded at Mars. So we went to the Mars Sevens. We just watched. We only had time for a couple games, and apparently, according to Stephanie and a friend, a bucket of Fiji Gold. Which I didn't know about. Dude, it's so cheap, eh?
Yeah. How
Like,
many were in there?
6 cans.
6 cans for $20.
Dude, at the Sevens, one bucket
Might
of 6 Fiji Gold for $20. That's pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, like the cans,
Yeah,
6.
yeah. 20 divided by 6, like that's like $3
So
something.
it's still the same.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so normally in Canada or in the US or any other country, stadium beer is the most expensive beer you'll ever buy in your whole life.
So like in Fiji, it's cheapest.
Yeah, but like at the Vancouver Sevens, 1 can of beer is $15 Canadian. So you're talking about $23 Fijian for a can.
But here it's like $3 something for a can.
But here it's like $3 something. So like when Roz and Stephanie went down, they came.
Came
they
back with a
went
bucket.
down to like, okay, let's, because we saw other people like they had a beer, so
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I want a beer, and like they're on holiday mode, and I was like, okay, I had to speak the next day, so I'm like, I don't want anything that can like disrupt me.
And then in two is like Fiji Bita is the sponsor.
Right.
Right, but Fiji Gold. Oh, so the funny thing is the Fiji Gold came in a Fiji Bitter bucket. The logo
Yeah.
is on the side there, and
But
so.
it's still the same.
Oh, yeah, same.
beer, like the same company that.
Oh,
produces
okay,
Fiji
okay.
Bitters.
Oh, okay,
Fiji
okay.
Gold.
Right. I hear my grandma yelling in the background, happy birthday to grandma. My grandma tonight. I think she's 81 today.
Today,
So
yeah.
we'll be celebrating her birthday after what we apparently have here, which is a village meeting. And
Some of them.
oi,
For the
what?
Meeting.
funeral in Korhul.
Funeral in Korhuli. So there's no meeting today or what?
They've already
Cancelled?
no the matanggal meeting.
Finished?
No the what? Yeah, no the boss maporo.
Yeah.
And then maybe when they come back, then they have to matanggal.
Ella, like midnight. What? Hey. Oh. I guess so. Oh, okay. What was I talking about? I just got distracted. Oh, so we're at the Sevens. We recorded a video. Cheap beer at the Sevens. I was on the Fiji water, and we recorded a video. And basically, what I was saying, you guys will see it come out maybe tomorrow or later this week. Oseo Klinisau is the new captain.
The coach.
New coach, sorry. Yeah, thank you. For the Fiji Sevens team. Is anybody here? Yeah. Yeah? Welcome to everybody. Thank you guys for joining the live this on the mat. It's actually brought to us by Valours. Okay? Valours, Fiji, all right? And so hop online, valours.com.au, I believe.
Hey, Georgina was just saying, love your t-shirt and hat.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm wearing the hat, right? Yeah, this t-shirt's sick, and that's the back. Can you see it?
Yeah, I got it.
Do you see
Nice.
something else? So, they just sent us a bunch of stuff, the hats, and the t-shirts are such sick quality. Yeah, I got the rod. With, just one. Yeah, but at least. So they sent us a couple popper, and a couple swim baits. So there you guys go.
Gonna float on top.
One is gonna sink, one's gonna float. Yeah, and their merch is so sick. So shout out, go check them out. Give Lee some love. Actually, he's from Fiji originally. So Valour, thanks to Korointui, also the meaning for like what? Going out for a fight, a battle, eh? So battle with one of these guys, the GTs. This shirt is sick, right? Like just a white shirt with a black GT on it. So sick. Anyways, back to the Sevens. Like Oseo Klinisau is the new coach.
Stefano Vaca is the assistant coach.
Oh, did they announce it now?
On Saturday.
Okay.
And
So
the paper is the
Gareth Baber? No.
like the consultant.
Dude, Bengalians?
And
Get out of here, you
Nimbuka will be the
strength and conditioning. I thought it was the other guy.
no. He came back for the
Gibbons.
sevens.
Gibbons was, and then
That's-
Nathanieli was under him.
Yeah, like he is coming back to the sevens. For
Oh, Wow, dude. So this is like
Yeah.
the dream team right now. All we need is like who's this? Ben Ryan.
Ben Ryan back.
Ben Ryan as the
He's
water
gonna
boy.
be the one like telling, giving some points
Okay,
to Colin Sauer.
okay. So we got a dream team for the coaching setup. Setapan Lakaos, for those who don't know it, he used to play on the wing, I think, for the Fiji Sevens back in the mid 2000s. And yeah, no, buddy. What's this? Oh, freaking me out. He reminded me kind of like, if you guys know who Ronisao is, like a really strong running, good defense, really muscular, solid back line player. So he is the assistant coach with Osea Kulinisao.
Most people were talking about Jerry and Batisarisari.
Yeah,
But Batisarisari's team went into the final for the Mari 7.
I know. So I actually met, eventually I'll get to my point, guys, but because you brought it up, I walked into the hotel, me and Stephanie, because she had to get her McDonald's. I wanted McDonald's too, it's not gonna lie. So we went out at like midnight or half past midnight because to McDonald's because it closed at 1 on Saturday night. We just wanted to walk, and I was like, oh, this is the time when the clubs are coming out. And so I'm like, boy, I just saw all these like Mateni people walking around the.
Yeah.
Boy, it's just like there was like one girl, she was just full on the bench.
Yo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. And so we went to McDonald's. We came back, and when we came back, the barbarians were having dinner at the Holiday Inn, and Isaki Katanimbao and Watemorovo and the whole team was there, sitting in the back. And then Katanimbao is known as the Iceman back when he was playing. He was like, "Hey, Mr. Waka, Bula." And then Watemo was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "Okay." The thing about it is that a lot of rugby players in Fiji, they play and then they get forgotten about. And so I went up to him. I went around the table up to Isaki Katanimbao, and I was like, "Hey, nice to see you guys. Like, who won the final?" And he's like, "Oh, we lost to Army." I was like, "Oh, okay." So the owner of I think they're the DCX Barbarians. So I don't know what DXC. I don't know what DXC is, but the owner was there. It was crazy because they were there at it was after midnight, and they were still going back to Nandi that same night. So they played all weekend, eat dinner at midnight. They probably reached Nandi by 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
And can you imagine? So this is this is a commitment to rugby that our local players have. We'll play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday night, midnight, we'll go back 3 hours across the island. And so Katanimbao said hello. He's like, "Man, you're really famous, you and your family." And I was like, "Man," I'm like, "You were famous way before me." And I told him, I said, "Actually, you won't remember this, but at the 2016 Vancouver Sevens, at the 2016 Vancouver Sevens, you won't remember this, but as you were coming out from one of your games, I actually went down and I waited in the tunnel for the Fiji Sevens team, and I called out to Iceman because he was one of the pillars of the team, and I called out to him. I was like, "Hey, Iceman, can I take a picture with you?" Yeah. So I have an old picture on my phone from 2016
With who?
with Isaki Katanimbao from way back then. And
he
then
was fit,
yeah, and he was fit. Yeah, now he's a bit bigger. Yeah, for sure. But that was one time in. Here you go. Actually, it's so funny. Thank you to iPhone. Can you see it?
Yeah. Where was that?
In Vancouver Sevens.
Oh, so you showed
Yeah, with my dad, with Orishi, a guy from Ovalau.
Oh, okay.
He used to play for Ovalau rugby team, and with my friend Willie, also from Ovalau. Yeah.
Did you show him? To Katanimbao that?
No, I didn't think about it. But I told him, I said, "Man, in 2016, I met you. You were famous way before me." And he was like, "Hey, this is an Olympian right here." He was, because of Robobo was sitting beside him. And I was like, "Yeah, I know who that is." And I'm like, anyways, when he was talking to me, he's like, "You're famous." And I'm like, "Dude, we need to give these guys their flowers before they're done, Because these guys actually built the platform. People Sirevi gets his flowers, I think, because he's so popular. They know the master, right? But people like Katunibao, people like Pio Tuai, people, of that stature, I know, like Nasoni Rocco, like all these guys, like they were like the foundation on which we built our name in Fiji rugby, right? And so, shout out to Katunibao, Robobo. I mean, I think you're going to be you're in the squad, so I hope that you're able to make it onto the team and travel.
Oh, we
Now-
got David taking you where there.
Then I'm going swimming. Then I'm going to
With who? Okay, sure. Right. Do you want to go swimming with all the boys? I think you need to because you have a heat rash. Can you go? Okay. You go swimming too. Okay? You're going to change? All right. With Kolinisau, I was talking to our taxi driver on the way home, and I was like, do you think they can win? And he's like, what do you mean? And he got angry at me. Yeah.
Indian?
No, a Fijian guy. He's like, oh, of course. I was like, okay. I'm just asked that question in that way just to see what people say. Because in the video that me and Tui recorded at the Mars Sevens, I just said, like, we just need to be very gracious with this team. We need to be very gracious with the coaching staff. We are 4 or 5 months out from the Olympics, right?
4 months.
And 4 months. 4 months. Like, what are you, javelin? Are you a marathon runner? You're a kayaker, a sprinter, shot put, discus, decathlon. None of you guys start training 4 months before the Olympics. And our Fiji Sevens team is going to start training as a team probably like 3.5 months before the Olympics. So even if we can go to Hong Kong and even get a win, you guys need to be very gracious and be very understanding of the situation at hand. If we win, it is a miracle. It is something that we should bow down to these guys for, literally. Because like if they don't win, it's not because they're not good players or the coaching staff is not good. I'm just afraid everybody's like, oh, Bengalians sucked. Osele Klinisau, please. After we had the Stone Riders and all that, which is great because I think it actually finalized his fate. But like, we need to just have patience with this team and like give them a couple tournaments to like figure their stuff out. I don't want to see people, and I will see it, but if you're watching this, I don't want to see you like being like, oh, hopeless, blah, blah, blah. It's a new team. It's a new coaching staff.
They can play. Like those people that comment.
Yeah. If you comment like that, I guess those people can also go out and
you're
play
better
on.
than
Yeah,
them.
if you think that you can do better, there's just going to be a lot of couch potatoes and keyboard warriors that are going to be commenting on this, and I just think we just need to be gracious with the reality of the situation. Do I expect them to win? Yes. Will it be a miracle if they win? Yes. Will I be disappointed if they don't win? No, because that would be ridiculous. That's like married at first sight. I was at GPH in Roz's room with her and Steph, and there was this like married at first sight on TV, and it's like I guess the premise of the show I think is that like are you not going swimming?
They still playing.
Okay, you want to sit with me? You want to sit with me? No?
They still playing.
You want to sit? Come. Coming up. No? Come. Sanawa na kokomea. So there is this the show, and they like as soon as they see them, I think they get married. It's the most silly, and it's almost like an abuse of the beauty of marriage, and it's like watching a show like that. I hope that it works out for those couples.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, I'm not surprised, and I'm not like, I'm not gonna be like bad mouthing like the situation because like that makes sense that happened, and so it's the same thing that we need to apply to the situation with the Fiji team. We need to expect them to win because they do have a job to do.
Yeah.
So Klinisau has a job to do.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't win, you guys got to be there and back him and like give him the support that he deserves. He's actually coming into like, if you look at this as like a win-lose situation, this actually isn't a smart move for him in his coaching career, is to start off on this foot. Like it's not. I mean, he's been coaching with other people, and like he has a good resume, but like there's a very good chance that this doesn't turn out well for him, and that like he does get our wrath as like is that okay? Or no? It's really bright. Then he gets, that we give him his, our wrath and stuff like that, and so I hope it works out well. I'm expecting them. I pray that it all goes well, and I expect them to win. I know they can, because like we have the talent. I think with the old Sevens team, we were just like a bunch of like the best players in the world that our coach wasn't able to like rein us in and our skills in to like make us work as a team. So I guess it's up to Kalini Sound now. And Rand.
Last question.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we? Let's go for any other questions on like our IG.
Oh, I didn't even check that.
Yeah, but
Shoot.
this is a question from Tuimasi, one on Balabu.
Okay.
How did you meet Koroi? Yeah.
Oh, it was actually a blind date that was set up.
Married at first
Married at
Married
first
at
sight.
first sight.
Love at first sight.
Very heavy, yeah. That's a sinking one.
But it was actually a year ago today. Like
A year ago today, when we released.
like this last year.
Yeah. So were you working for us that time?
No,
Not yet.
yeah, but he was cutting the log
Ripping
for-
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were. Oh, so no questions on Instagram. Okay. Koroi came. His sister is related to one of the families in the village. They were extending their house, so because he has his like certificate with like chainsaw and like logging and finishing works, they brought him from Moturiki and asked him if he could, do all the work to get all the wood for the house that they wanted to extend. After that, I was like, hey, can you rip some wood for me? And he did, and then I was like, oh, this guy's awesome. Like, hey, would you want to stick around and work? And then,
Yeah.
the rest is history. To Koroi.
Koroi.
Love at first sight. Thank you, Ada. My story. Okay, let me just check this out. Any questions on this story? Okay. All right.
Word of the day.
Oh, word of the day. Okay, sorry, Norm. It took us all the way to the end to get to the word of the day. We got fledging. All right, fledging is the word of the day. I saw this word a couple weeks ago, last week, and I was like, fledging. That's a great word. So, it's like fledging is like how Koroi is like a fledging single man, like he's just coming out of his egg. He's about to spread his wings and fly, So the actual word is of a young bird, develop wing feathers that are large enough for flight. So, yeah, just really like coming out of your shell, like you have so much potential, like this guy right here. Hey, Yada, you're fledging, yeah? You fledger. Mwah. All right, that's the word of the day, fledging. So see if you guys can go about your week and use that word, fledging. I'll try to use fledging one day this week.
Yeah, it's one of our hymns.
That's one of my words. All right, thank you guys for joining. This live stream was brought to you by Valour. All right, shout out to Lee Addison. Go check them out at, let me see, valours.fiji.com.au. What?
Zach Koroi coming out of the wardrobe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Koroi coming out of the fledging out of the closet.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yeah.
goes.
Normally,
Okay.
fledging flying Fijians under new coach.
Hey, fledging Fijians are a new coach. Yeah. Somebody write that. Thank you to Valour for sponsoring this. I can't wait to get these things out in the water and give these a try. But they look beautiful. Thank you for the hat. Thank you for the shirts, Lee. If you guys want some stuff, valoursfiji.com.au. This was On the Mat, and my name is Jonathan, and this is my youngest son. What's his name? Seva. All right. We'll catch you guys on the next one on Friday. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your questions.